Welcome to FEMMAGIC, my show. We are here. I am here. The ancestors, the spirits, everybody's here. You're here with me, and I'm excited to have you. So we're going to go into a few different topics today that you all have been asking me to touch on. All right, starting with Green Goddess, I'm going to be talking about my journey as a vegetarian, a vegan, all of the different levels of vegetarianism that I've experienced. So that will be for Green Goddess. Then we're going to go into Moon Magic. I know it's the beginning, the top of the year, yet everyone, we're kind of slowing down with our goals. Everybody had those New Year's resolutions, but then you started to kind of slow down. The gym is becoming a little more scarce now. A lot of us are falling off. So I am here to recharge and help you to revamp your Moon Magic manifestations, all right? Because they're your goals for a reason, right? They were a true desire of yours, right? All right, good. So we're going to talk about those. Then we're going to go into some holistic sexual wellness. I'm going to talk about Yoni Eggs. We're going to talk about how the use of Yoni Eggs began, the history, what to do with them, what they do to you, for you as women especially. And then from there, we're going to go into me wellness, which is mental and emotional wellness, especially in our Black community. It's really important that we talk about these things when it comes to mental health and emotional health. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about taking time for self, and not feeling guilty about it, especially, being employees and entrepreneurs and parents. We're always giving to everybody else. But what about you? What about taking time for you? So that's what we're going to touch on today. It's going to be super exciting. And then the business, we're going to highlight a business as well. We're going to have a guest next week. This week, it will be me. I'm your guest, all right? And we're coming right back with FEMMAGIC. Welcome back. It's my Aunt Petrova here, your host for FEMMAGIC. So let's talk about these different diets. I'm going to mainly focus on vegetarian diets. Hold on, I need to fix this pillow. One second. I'm going to mainly focus on vegetarian diets, beginning with just the vegetarian diet. So a vegetarian diet consists of dairy, eggs, vegetables, fruits, all right? That is the basis of a vegetarian diet. There's no meat, no red meat, no fowl, no fish, all right? Now, there are different types of vegetarian diets, and I'm going to touch on about 2 or 3 of those. You have the Lacto-Vegetarian. This is a vegetarian who does not eat, obviously. Once you're vegetarian, let's just set this grounds. Once you're vegetarian, you do not eat any kind of meat or flesh. You don't eat fish, you don't eat meat, red meats, or fowls, okay? So the ovo-lacto-vegetarian is a vegetarian who eats fruits and vegetables, vegetation, right? But they also consume eggs, which is an animal byproduct, as well as dairy, another animal byproduct. Then you have the lacto-vegetarian. This is a vegetarian, again, who does not eat red meat, fowl, fish, any kind of flesh, however, or they do not eat eggs, but they do consume dairy, okay? So that is the lacto-vegetarian. Then you have the ovo-vegetarian. This is a vegetarian who eats no meat, no red meat, no fowl, no fish, all right? No lactose, no dairy, but they do consume eggs, all right? So we've gotten all the vegetarians out of the way. Then you have plant-based eating. So a plant-based eater, I call myself a plant-based eater. I say that I have a plant-based diet because I sometimes eat, because I'm more so considered a lacto-ovo-vegetarian. Because even though I don't eat eggs per se, if I'm at a birthday party and there's cake, I eat a piece of cake, all right? Dairy, I'll eat, organic cheese here. I'll eat possibly some ice cream there. I don't consume it a lot, but I'm not vegan by any means. I call myself plant-based because mainly every day what I consume is mainly vegan. You know, I don't consume cheese. I might consume cheese or dairy once a week or something like that. But as far as like my main diet is mainly plant-based, you know, peas, rice, pasta, lots of salad. I love kale salad, but we'll get into my diet in a second. All right. So plant-based diet can be composed of, I would say 90 to 95% vegetation. However, they may consume eggs or dairy. They may even consume, you know, fish here and there. I also consume fish once in a blue when I'm out of the country, when I know that it's coming straight out of the ocean. So I guess you would consider me like an ovo-lacto-pescatarian, but I don't really consume fish enough to say, you know, that I am a hardcore pescatarian. However, I don't want to mislead anyone because I do consume it when I'm away, like if I'm cruising or if I'm on an island or another country out of the US where I'm not, you know, getting wild caught frozen fish out of Kroger's, you know, freezers. No, I don't buy fish when I'm here. I don't consume it. So that is my diet. But again, I'm going to share with you all my vegetarian, or my journey, you know, my dietary journey. And then you have vegan. So vegans do not consume red meat, fowl, fish, dairy, or eggs, all right? And they do not even consume honey. No animal byproducts at all, period. Nothing, all right? That is a vegan lifestyle. No animal byproducts, nothing that has to do with any animals, period. All right? That is the vegan lifestyle. All right, so now let's get into my journey and, you know, my dietary journey. It began when I was about 17, when I was eating everything, okay? And of course, you know, I already talked about the carnivore diet, which eats all meats, every kind of meat, all right? So, with my diet, it began when I was about 17. I was eating everything. You know, I was eating fast foods, fried foods, processed foods, beef, you know, red meats, fowl, chicken, turkey, fish, every and anything, shrimp, all of that, all right? And then I know I was just going through an awakening at that time. I even began, you know, wearing a white head wrap. That was symbolic of my initiation. It's like I was going through a self-initiation. I wore this head wrap, this white head wrap, and people would ask me, did you go under? You know, and they were referring to like going under an Ifa or an Akan where you get initiated to become a priest. But I didn't know about that at the time because I was going through my own you know, my own spiritual process of initiation, you know. So in that, I automatically switched. It was like a cold turkey switch, all right? I went from eating everything, right, to cutting off chicken and beef one week to the next week over, straight cutting out fish, you know, so there is no more meat at all. No fish, no beef, no chicken, no nothing, all right? And then I just decided to cut out the dairy because in this time when I was going through that initiation, that self-initiation, the spiritual initiation, I was researching a lot and I was reading a lot, and I started to learn the effects that eating meat had on the body, the effects that eating dairy has on the body, you know. And yes, I do consume it now. I think that's because I don't have as much discipline as I did at the time. But I still don't think that dairy is the best thing for me, to keep it 100. So at the time, you know, I cut everything out. I became vegan within like 2 weeks from eating everything, okay? And this was due to, again, it's important for you to collect and research information and not just do things because it's trendy. You know, this was 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, you know, when I changed my lifestyle from eating everything to becoming vegan. And it was definitely not trending at the time, all right? Chicken wings and fried rice from the corner Chinese store was what was trending. So I changed my diet to vegan, and, you know, I was really fanatical at the time. Shortly after, maybe a year later, I became pregnant with my daughter. I was vegan at the time too, still. And with that, I delved into herbs. This is when herbs became the love of my life, because I realized the healing properties of herbs, all right? One of my first most impactful experiences with herbs in this vegan lifestyle was, you know, during my pregnancy. I always tell this story, and this is about my Vagelixer. It's one of my main products in my store at FEMMAGIC.com. So I was experiencing streptococcal. It's like strep in the vagina while I was pregnant. And that was, you know, strange for me because I wasn't even sexually active. You know, I was in college and her father was down south here in Georgia at the time. So I'm not sure how that germ got into my vagina. Nevertheless, I had it. So I went to the doctor and they told me what I had, and she gave me some antibiotics. And of course, me being, you know, vegan already and very conscious and aware of the harms of these chemicals that I will put into my body while being pregnant, I decided I'm not about to put no antibiotics in my body, you know? So, you know, I wasn't vegan just because of the dietary elements. I was vegan because I was warding off all the chemicals and all the waste and all the toxins in other foods, as well as the fact that, you know, spiritually, you know, being aware of vibrations and you eating lighter, because when you eat meats, they're very heavy, you know. It takes up to 10 days to fully process through your long ass colon, all right? Beef takes up to 10 days. Chicken is a little lighter, so it may take up to 5 to 7 days. Fish will take up to 3 days, all right? So with the vegetables, they can run right through you, especially if you're consuming enough water as well, you know? You have to have a good functioning digestive system. So me being very aware of those things at the time, I was like, I am not about to put this junk in my system so that I could feed it to my baby, my growing child, so that I could deal with some later issues. No. So I went to my midwife, who's Tyoma at the time. Shout out to Tyoma in Brooklyn. And she told me to wash with these herbs. So she gave me a list of some herbs to wash, which are the same herbs that are in my Vagelixer, right? But my Vagelixer is a lot more advanced because I've done research since then and added a few more elements to tackle other things, such as yeast and bacterial vaginosis. What I was tackling at the time was a fungus, all right? So it deals with yeast, bacteria, as well as fungus. And increasing the lubrication of the vagina. So that's a little added thing, you know what I mean? So she told me to dish with these herbs, and, you know, I went home and she told me not to really dish with it, not to get it all the way up inside of me, you know, because to protect the baby, you know, because golden seal was one of the herbs that she gave me, and, you know, golden seal is really strong, right? So I was pregnant. Yes, I was pregnant. And that's why I tell women, anytime they ask me if they can use Vagelixer, you know, while they're pregnant, I tell them I was pregnant when I discovered Vagelixer. You know, when I discovered the healing properties of Vagelixer, I was pregnant, you know? And like I said, my midwife told me not to dish all the way up inside of me. But me wanting to get rid of this thing and like, listen, these herbs better work, I was like, shh, you know, really trying to get in there, right? So I did that, like she said. I did it for like twice a day for 3 days. And only 3 days. And then I went back to the doctor and they checked my culture, did a pap smear. And when she came back, she was like, oh, you took the antibiotics? I said, yeah, I took the antibiotics. She was like, it's all cleared. I was like, oh my freaking God. Yo, these herbs are magical. And that was like my first testament of utilizing the powers of herbs, right? Again, which I have in my product, Vagelixer along with some added herbal magic. So, again, with this vegan lifestyle that I was living, I had gotten into herbs, I gotten into the different aspects of why it was important to be vegan, not only for my physical body, but again, eating electric foods and absorbing the light for my body to raise my vibrations, because it was more so about the spiritual journey for me than it was like the dietary journey. And because I was eating all this meat and fast foods at the time, I was 215 pounds. Now, yes, I am 6'1". However, 215 pounds is still overweight for my height, okay? I had the big gut, I ain't really have no, no figure at the time. I was totally square because all the fat that had taken over my midriff and my legs and my body, my face and everything, okay? So as about three months, I would say, into this diet, oh shit, it died. And I didn't get to save it. All right, about 3 months into this diet, I noticed that I lost 30 pounds. From changing from being an everything carnivore eater to a vegan, I lost 30 pounds. Now, again, I wasn't trying to lose weight. I wasn't concerned about my weight, put it like that. I wanted to, lose weight, but I wasn't really concerned about my physical self like that. I was concerned about the spiritual elements. So the physical elements that I had gotten from turning vegan, the benefits that I had gotten from turning vegan was a plus. It was like, oh my God, look at me, I'm trimming down. You see my shape, you see my skin is glowing, and I just feel lighter, right? So this was from age 17 to about age 23. I was straight vegan, except for that one time when I was about 28, 10 years later, and I went to Jamaica and my girlfriend, Ava, she was like, yeah, man, come try this ice cream. You have to try this ice cream. And I was like, all right, fine. I felt so guilty, but that ice cream was hitting, okay? So yeah, and at the time when I turned vegan, I also quit smoking weed. I was smoking weed every day. I quit smoking weed, but that's another story, all right? People are like, but weed is vegan. But yeah, like I said, that's another story. It was about, again, raising my vibrations, all right? And just like being spiritually independent and autonomous in this growth. So, being vegan and just living that whole natural lifestyle, it wasn't just a vegan or dietary thing, Like I said, I was pregnant at the time with my first daughter, who is now 20. No vaccine. She has never taken not one vaccine. All right. So again, it's about the natural lifestyle. I did the research at the time. I was 18, 19. I did the research. I read what's in those vaccines. I saw the animal this and the monkey that and the this and that and that. Okay. I saw all the chemicals that were in those vaccines, and that's why I was able to make these sound decisions for myself and for my child, my offspring, so that we can live a healthy life. So, in that vegan lifestyle, again, just being natural is really about a natural lifestyle, even though we're talking about the dietary aspect. Cutting out all the chemicals out of my life, from the body care products, the lotions with all the chemicals in it, to changing to some olive oil or some shea butter, something really simple, the hair products. I used to break out on my face so bad because I would always wear weaves when I was younger. In high school, always wear weaves. I would always have all these bumps and just like a whole bunch of marks in my face. I stopped doing that. I changed my hair from wearing weaves and putting all that mess and chemicals in my hair to then just wearing locks. I started growing my locks, so I had locks from, what was it, 1995 till 2008 when I cut them off. Yeah. So I was just all about the entire natural vibration raising lifestyle. All right. So a dietary change came about when I was pregnant, not with my second daughter. My second daughter, another testimony about that is that my second daughter, she was birthed again. My first daughter was birthed at home with a midwife. And because I saw how easy it was, to be healthy and just deliver a baby, I told my daughter's dad that we were going to deliver the second child, right? Unassisted, no midwife, no nothing. So what I did was, and I'm sharing with you this natural lifestyle along with the vegan dietary lifestyle that I was leading, because all of it is tied in. It's a holistic life. It's all tied in. Your diet affects your body affects your mind affects your spirit affects your emotion, everything. It's all tied in. Your sexuality, all of that, right? So that's the reason why I'm sharing with you these other elements of leading this vegan lifestyle, because again, it's a lifestyle and it's a holistic thing. So during that time, 3 years later, after having my first daughter, I decided I was going to have an unassisted home birth because I saw how easy it was, being a healthy mother at the time, vegan, again, living a healthy life. I wasn't really exercising at the time, so except for a couple of African dance classes here and there, but nothing really to count for, right? So it was really about just like the diet and the healthy mind and emotions of things for me at the time, and spiritual, just really ritualistic, lighting my candles, saying my affirmations. I was practicing more Akandin and Kemetic sciences, which is Egyptian sciences at the time, metaphysics. I was deep and heavy into that because those are things that help to feed my mind and my spirit to raise my vibrations and my intuition, So with the unassisted childbirth, what I did was I made sure that I saw a midwife throughout the whole pregnancy. I took the vitamins, I ate really well. And then when it came time to have the baby, one night after I'd cleaned off my ancestral shrine, that's when the baby decided to come. That was so interesting. Like literally the night that I decided to clean my altar off, the baby came like 3 hours later. So she came, it was just me, the father, her 2-year-old sister at the time, turning 3, but she was 2 at the time. And he delivered the baby. We had everything that we needed. Luckily, his mother was going through a midwifery course at the time, so she gave us a few pointers, but it was just us. Yep, we rebelled it out just like that because I knew that since I was able to do that one and really the midwife just caught the baby, and I did most of the work, I was like, we can do this, right? And I was only about 22 at the time, but I was just like, I could do this. It's all good. So we did have the baby at home with just us. We buried the placenta in the front yard with a tree, as we did with my first daughter. We buried her placenta with the tree. But those are all the different natural living ritualistics back to my African self things that I've done along with this vegan lifestyle. Welcome, welcome. I am Ma'at Petrova, your host for FEMMAGIC. So now we're going to get into Moon Magic. All right, Moon Magic is about manifesting your best life through your deepest dreams, goals, and desires. All right. So we're in February. Happy new month. Honestly, I feel like this is the first of the damn year, straight up. Like January felt like an extension of 2018. Oh my gosh. Everyone who I've spoken to have told me about these different setbacks that they were experiencing, including myself, all right? And it just did not feel like that new year, new me feeling, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like remnants of 2018, just tagging along, right? And things are starting to clear. The waves are starting to clear. The moon is new. It's a new month. So much is happening. The vibrations are circulating. So let's talk about how we can revamp with everything, all those setbacks, everything that has happened thus far in this very new year. Let's talk about how we can recharge and revamp our New Year resolutions. I mean, because like I said, they're your resolutions for a reason, right? You chose this one thing out of all the other things that you desire in your life to focus on the first of the year. That says something about it. It says that you really, really, really deep down inside want that thing. So let's not be in denial. Let's be honest. You know, I know that a lot of us have fallen off of that goal, that dream, that desire, that resolution that you set for the 1st of January. And that's all right, because guess what? Like I told you all, this is the 1st of the year, all right? February 1st was the 1st of the year. All right, let's just say that. This is the new year. Black History Month was the beginning of our year. All right, so it's all right. You are not a failure. You did not let yourself down because we're starting now. So you already have decided. That is the beginning of manifesting. In my Moon Magic program, that is the first thing I ask them. I say, what do you want? Choose one thing that you truly desire so that you can focus on it. It's all right to have many goals, you know. You can have your main goal along with your other goals, right? But the main goal is the one, if you focus all of your energy into it, you'll push it forward faster with 2 hands than you would with one, all right? So think about it. What do you really desire? What is that one thing that you truly, truly want deep down inside? For some of us, it may be weight loss. For others, it may be, I'm ready to quit this 9 to 5 and become an entrepreneur, living my passion. For someone else, it might be, I want to have a baby. Or someone else, maybe I want to get into a healthy, loving relationship with a partner who I support and who supports me. Whatever your goal or desire it is never too big or too small, as long as you want it, as long as it matters to you. And seeing that you've already chosen, because January already passed, that month is over. It was a whole month ago when you decided to create this New Year resolution, right? That you really desire. That one thing out of everything you decided to focus on. You already have it. You already decided, all right? Don't worry about the fact that you've been trying to convince yourself, well, you know, I'm still attractive and people still want me with this body. So, you know, it's all right that I didn't accomplish my goal. No, we're not going there. You know, oh, I'm still working at this 9 to 5 every day. It's such a bummer that I'm still here, but I still want to be an entrepreneur, maybe next lifetime. No, we're not doing that. You're going to accomplish your goal and your dream this year, all right? And it just depends on you. It depends on your drive, your dedication, your consistency of how quick it can happen. You can make it happen in a matter of a day. I'm telling you, people have joined my program, started one day and manifested, if it was a car, manifested their car. Literally, this is one client, manifested her car the next day and was like, I'm gonna need to decide another goal because I just got the car. You know what I mean? So it just depends on you. It depends on your energy and your focus. I give 28 tasks in the 28-day Moon Magic Manifesting Program. I'm going to share with you just a couple today to get you started to revamp your whole New Year resolution, all right? So let's begin with the first one. The first one I already told you about, which is deciding. What do you want? What do you truly desire? And for most of us, because a lot of us have started off this year with a resolution, you already know what it is. You know what that one thing is that you truly, truly desire, all right? So I want you to take that one thing, think about it, visualize it. I'm already thinking and visualizing it is another key element, all right? Visualizing it. That's the reason why I do a visualization meditation in my Moon Magic program. visualize what you truly desire. If you want that banging summer body all year round, and you're not quite there yet because you done ate so much over Thanksgiving and all the other holidays that people celebrate, where you eat a lot and you're around family and you're eating, start to envision your body the way you want it to be, you know? And I'm using this because this is really popular for a lot of people, just, you know, their physical image and how they feel about themselves, their body image, their positivity, you know, body positivity, right? Visualize your body, how you truly want it to look, how you want to feel in this body, the clothes that you're going to wear in this body, where you're going to be on the beach with this body, you know, how are you going to be acting with this body? Are you going to have more attitude with this body because you're feeling yourself with this new body, right? So you have to visualize and really put yourself, make it really colorful and visceral for yourself while you're doing this visualization meditation. It's very simple. You know, it's not complex. If you haven't meditated before, it's all right. All you have to do is continue to breathe and focus on that goal. Whatever your goal is, breathe and focus on it. All right. If your thoughts dwindle off to other things, bring it back to the center. That's simple. Bring it back to the center and do this for about 5 minutes each morning upon rising. I'm telling you, you'll start to find that you'll attract different things that will help to support you in manifesting this goal and making it your reality. I've been doing this for a while now. I literally just read a post on Facebook, you know, one of the Facebook memories, right? Where I was talking about, what happened? Oh, right. It was something that I had wanted. Oh, I was taking a jog, doing one of my victory runs. At the time, I did this jog in the park every Sunday, rain, sleet, snow, any kind of weather. I would do a free community jog every Sunday, right? It was called a victory run. So I went and took myself on a victory run because I needed some clarity. This was 10 years ago now, right? This post popped up as a memory. And I was jogging, it was getting a little dark, and it was in Prospect Park. And I saw like a cop car and some people sitting down next to them. They had arrested a few people. And lo and behold, after my amazing run, I get to the top of the mountain, I'm doing my high knees, I'm doing my crunches at the top of the mountain, because there's a mountain in Prospect Park, in case y'all didn't know this. It's a park in Brooklyn. And, you know, I get down, the sun is starting to set. It's getting a little dark in the park. I really didn't like jogging when it was dark, but I was really into this run because I used to do it for my mental clarity, right? And I would start the run with a goal, and I would ask myself a question, like if I needed clarity on something, I would ask myself the question because I knew by the time I left that park, I would have the answer to that question after doing that run, right? So, you know, people talk about the council of sleep, where you could go to sleep with a question on your mind and have your rest answer the question, you know, in your dreams or what have you. Well, that was the council of running for me. So there I was. I came down from the top of the mountain. I see the cop car. He has some youth sitting down on the, you know, cement, handcuffed. And I'm like, oh, brother, here we go. Po. So, of course, they called me aside and had me standing there along with the other people. They pulled me over from running, and they were going to summons me a ticket, right? So as they were sitting there, the two people who were with me, they were sitting there, you know, handcuffed. And I was standing there, and I started high-kneeing in place while they had me standing there waiting to give me a summons, right? So I started high-kneeing, you know, doing my exercises in place. And in my mind, I said, I want this cop to let me go scot-free. Just let me leave. I want to go free. I don't want any summons. I don't want any ticket. I'm going to leave without any ticket. So I'm doing my high knees. And as I'm visualizing and thinking that, you know, I'm seeing myself leaving the park free, no tickets, no nothing, right? So, of course, like I told you, there were two people already getting a summons. So then the cop you know, gives the two kids their summons, and then he pulls me aside and tells me to come, you know, follow him for the ticket. So he was like, I didn't want to tell you this in front of the others, but, I saw that you were just jogging, so, I'm not going to give you a ticket. Just go ahead and, be safe. I was like, yes, moon magic is real, honey. So like I said, I'm telling you, this manifestation thing is real, all right? So about revamping your New Year resolution. The first thing, deciding, knowing exactly what you want. The second thing, which is very, very pertinent, is visualizing. Visualizing that thing, seeing it real in your life, all right? Studies have shown that there's no difference between experiencing something in your mind and experiencing something in reality. That your brain reacts the same way to actual physical experiences as it does to experiencing something in like a visualization meditation, all right? That goes to show you that you can create your reality just from visualizing it, all right? So the visualization is the second thing, is very pertinent. Thirdly, I want you all to write it down 3 times a day. Set an alarm clock. That's another key, all right? I'm giving y'all extras here. Set an alarm clock on your phone with this thing, this affirmation, whatever you desire. Set an alarm clock for when you wake up, when you do your visualization, during midday, to say this thing and visualize it, and right before you go to sleep. And those are my keys, all right? It's a new moon. Right now is a good time for you to reset, revamp, recharge up your goals, your New Year's resolution. It is not too late. You're not a failure. You're a winner. You're about to get this. You're about to manifest your goals and live your best dreams, all right? And that is what I have for you for Moon Magic. Hey y'all, Aquaba, meaning welcome. Welcome to my holistic sexuality segment. I know y'all been waiting for this part, okay? So we're gonna talk about Yoni Eggs, yes. What is this Yoni Egg thing? I have a few here with me. As you can see, they're an array of different colors. Reds, pinks, blacks, yellows, green, white, clear rather. So I'm going to break down what Yoni eggs are all about, beginning with the history. Yoni eggs began in ancient China, all right? They were used by women to raise their chi, meaning their life force energy, their life force and sexual energy, all right? It was also used by the king's concubines. So not only are Yoni eggs good for the energetic life force chi energy raising, but also they're good for training your pelvic floors, tightening up that pum pum, you know what I mean? So when it comes to the physical elements of Yoni eggs, for instance, strengthening your pelvic floors, tightening up your vaginal muscles, it's all about the exercising, doing what they call Kegel exercises, which is the squeezing of the pelvic floors and the releasing of it, different tempos and such. So we're gonna do a little bit of that, in which I call Yoni TWERK, after I break down each one of these Yoni eggs and what to do with them and their energies, their properties, and how they benefit you. All right, so something important to know about Yoni eggs is that it's not only about the poom poom popping and vaginal weight training and, getting that pussy nice and tight and juicy and all of that, because it's not only about the physical benefits. The physical benefits are an added benefits to the energetic benefits. And as I've already shown you, each Yoni egg has its different color. With these different colors come different characteristics. Let me tell you about each characteristics. First of all, I learned about Yoni eggs and began with utilizing a Clear Quartz. That was my first Yoni egg ever. I'm going to tell you a quick story about my experience with the Clear Quartz. So Clear Quartz was my first Yoni egg. I cleaned it off. I'm telling you how to clean it off first. With sage, smudge it with the smoke of a sage stick, all right, to clean off the energy. Sage clears energy, all right. You want to wash it with soap and water, plain and simple. You don't have to boil or anything, because Yoni eggs, The ones that you're supposed to use are non-porous, all right? Meaning it's not going to have a bunch of dirt or anything on it or in it that's going to release into your vagina. So I cleaned it off energetically. I cleaned it off physically with the water and soap, and then I charged it up in the sun and moon energy. You can charge it up in the lunar full moon energy, or you can charge it up with the solar sun energy, all right? After I was done charging it up, I then held it to, exchange energy with the Yoni egg. It has energy, you have energy. The Clear Quartz in particular is a master crystal. It's going to work on your mind, your body, your spirit, balancing out your emotions, balancing everything out. It's going to bring on epiphanies. It's going to center you. It's going to raise your spiritual vibrations. It's going to help you to deal with traumas. It's a master crystal, so it deals with a little bit of everything. So I inserted it after holding it, you can even sleep with it under your pillow to bond with it after you're done charging it. And then I inserted it, and literally within the hour, I started going through things like changes. I hadn't picked up this book, Queen Afua's book, in Sacred Woman, it's called. In about 10 years, it's been there. I hadn't picked it up in a long time, okay? So as I had this crystal in me, it led me to the book. I picked up the book, I opened it to a random page, and that page talked about womb trauma. She had shared her story about the womb trauma she incurred while having her child and how it affected her womb and the sadness and the trauma. And then I started to reflect on what womb trauma I experienced in my life. And I started to cleanse, I started to cry, and then hadn't journaled in a while. It had me pick up my journal and start writing, so it was just a really profound experience. My first Yoni egg experience with the Clear Quartz crystal, which was my first crystal, right? So I did the journaling. I turned to the random page with Sacred Woman by Queen Afua, and it was just like I was receiving downloads and messages and epiphanies. So yes, while it was in there also to exercise my pelvic floors and strengthen my pelvic floors, it had also tapped into a level of womb awareness in which inserting this into your womb will help you to locate your pelvic floors and create a womb awareness, which is very important for women, for strengthening your pelvic floors, because the pelvic floors uphold the vagina, the uterus, the kidney, the bladder. It upholds major, major, major organs. So you want to make sure that it's really strong because it's the basis, it's the foundation holding up those very major organs, right? So while the physical benefits are very important, the spiritual benefits and advantages of utilizing a yoni egg based on its personal properties, because again, you can tell by the differences in the color. Each color will indicate specifically what that yoni egg is dealing with, all right? And if you notice chakra systems, which are the different energy centers in the bottom, starting with the root, located right here, it's red. Then the sacral is located right here in the navel area, it's orange. The solar plexus, located right here, is yellow. The heart chakra, located right here, is green or pink. Pink or green are chakra colors. Throat chakra, blue. First thigh chakra, indigo, and crown chakra, clarish, purplish, all right? So those are the energy centers. And each crystal, depending on the color, can help you to balance out each chakra. Say if you have heart chakra issues, you will deal with, meaning, you have a closed heart, you don't know how to love, you're afraid to love, you keep people at distance, you are always sabotaging relationships, you don't know how to forgive, you don't know how to let go, then you'll need to deal with a rose quartz. Or, again, like I told you all, the green aventurine or the rose quartz are both for the heart chakra. Except the rose quartz, while it's going to deal with love and unconditional love and, tapping into self-worth, forgiveness, letting go, the green aventurine, And I already broke down to you what the rose quartz is about, right? It's about love, unconditional love, love with self, love with others, forgiveness, letting go, opening up your heart, love, 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 all right? See how pretty it is? It's pink. The green aventurine, while it also deals with the heart chakra and opening up and love, unconditional love, it also deals with opportunity. So this green crystal deals with opportunity. Think money. If you want a job, if you want to increase your income, if you want, lump sums of money, if you want different doors to open up for you, while it's going to help you to open up your heart and help you to tap into forgiveness, because that's another way to open up your heart chakra, to learn how to forgive, all right? Because the forgiveness, if you don't know how to forgive, you're going to experience blockages. So you have to learn how to forgive, and the green aventurine will help you with that, along with opening up the doors of opportunity for you, right? So you would insert any of these, whichever one that you need to work with personally. Read the description. For instance, on my website, I have a description of each Yoni egg. Read the description and see what resonates. What resonates with your spirit? What do you think you need to work on right now? And that'll let you know which Yoni egg you should choose. Then again, like I said, the solar plexus. Solar plexus is yellow. All right, so this is going to deal with your self-power, your willpower, your self-worth, feeling good, feeling happy, high vibrations, going after your dreams. That is what this yellow jade will deal with. All right. Then we have the red jasper, which is for the base chakra. It's going to help you to release your fears. All right. Your foundation is about your fears. Your stability is going to help you to deal with releasing any traumas, any sexual traumas that you've experienced. The red jasper, this beautiful crystal right here, will help you to work through that. And then we have the black obsidian, which is really a popular crystal. As serious as this crystal is, it's popular and highly sought after, especially by my clients. I'm always getting orders for either clear quartz or rose quartz, or especially black obsidians. And for the people who want to, get those opportunities and money, coming to them, they get the green aventurine. And for people dealing with sexual trauma and fears, it would be the red jasper. So the black obsidian helps to absorb spiritual smog, darkness, negative energy, darkness within your womb, negative energy within your womb. Maybe you're holding pockets of diseases in your womb through fibroids or cysts, because that's all what they are, emotional pockets of toxins translated into physical tissue. All right. So the black obsidian will help you to work through these emotions, to get them out of your way so that you can open up the door to more opportunities and blessings and beauty in your life. So now we're going to go into how to use these Yoni eggs. So I'm going to position myself differently. All right, on my shins. And we're going to do some Yoni twerking. All right. Everyone who's followed me for some time know about Yoni twerking. It's an exercise, a pelvic floor exercise that we do with the Yoni eggs. All right. Once you insert the Yoni egg, and you would insert from the smaller tip and then, push it in. And if it falls out, it's all right. It just means that your pelvic floors are not properly trained yet. After a week or two of using it, you'll notice that you're able to hold it in. And actually, it won't even take that long. But after not being aware of your pelvic floors for so long, and you put this thing in you, it may fall out. Don't feel no way. When I first started using the Yoni, I was like, hold on, it fell out. I thought my thing was tight, okay? I thought it was good. But it's a difference between like having a vagina and being aware of what the muscles do in that vagina, all right? So once you insert it, all right, you insert it and you start to squeeze. If you feel the squeezing and the pulling in your anus area, it's okay, because again, the pelvic floor also holds up the anus, another organ, all right? If you feel it more in the back than you do in the front, it's fine. Again, utilizing the Yoni Eggs will help you to increase the awareness, the womb awareness, the vaginal awareness, all right? So once you put it in, then you're gonna start to squeeze, and then I want you to relax. And what's really important with this exercise is breathing. So you wanna inhale, and then exhale, all right? You wanna inhale and exhale. And I just want you to relax. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back. And exhale. And inhale, rolling the shoulders forward. And exhale. And inhale. Turning from your left to your right. And exhale. And inhale, right to the left, and exhale, and inhale, head back, and exhale, head forward, and bringing it to the center. And I want you to just get relaxed. Get relaxed. That's why the breath is really important. All right, relaxing. That's the reason why plenty of women are unable to experience orgasms because, my long arms, because you're unable to relax. Sisters, relax, all right? So once the Yoni egg is inside of you, I want you to squeeze. When I say squeeze, every woman start quinting. Every woman, they start squeezing their vaginal muscles, all right? It's all right, again, if you feel it more in the anus, that's all a part of the pelvic floors. All right, so squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. I know it's a lot for you to be dancing and squeezing and release, but makes it fun. You know, this is another way to tap into your holistic, feminine, magical sexuality. And squeeze and release. We're doing it really slow right now, okay? So squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. Now let's turn it around the opposite way. And squeeze and release. And squeeze and release. Can you pick it up a little pace? All right, let's squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, and relax. And that is Yoni twerking. Thank you all for joining me for holistic sexuality. Hey y'all, I hope you all enjoyed our sexual holistic segment. Now let's get into some me wellness, mental, emotional wellness, which is extremely important for our community. What I want to leave you all with today when it comes to mental, emotional wellness is knowing when enough is for you, knowing when you need to take a second for yourself. That second, especially when it involves helping other people, in which I already discussed during Moon Magic, right? Remember I told you all that we're usually so busy with work, with parenting, with school, whatever is taking up most of your time, which is servicing other people all of the time and not taking time for yourself. Well, this ties into that, you know, knowing when enough is enough, you know, enough of you exerting and giving and taking time, taking a second, and not feeling guilty about taking that second for yourself. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take a second for yourself. It's all right. If you need to let someone know, no, I can't help you right now because I need to take this second for myself. No, you don't even have to explain, all right? Especially for people who are yes men and women. If you're so used to saying yes, 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 yes all the time, you know, because you don't want to burn any bridges. You don't want to upset anyone. You know, you don't want to rock anyone's boat because they're so used to you always being there for them and always saying yes, right? It's all right. It's time to set a new trend. It's time to set a new system in the way you allow people to treat you and the way you work with others. Learn how to say no. That is one key to self-care and wellness. All right? Learning how to say no. Knowing when enough is enough. If you can be doing homework, you know, and you feel like you're just losing so much energy and you're just not into it, you're getting too tired. It's all right to take a second. Take a little tea break. Knowing when enough is enough. Take a little tea break. You can be at work, you know, and every day at work you're just feeling drained. It's all right. Take a damn day off. All right? You can have children. And the children are like, Mommy, I need that, I need that. Tell them, give you 5 minutes peace. All right? And take yourself an hour's minutes, 60 minutes peace. Okay? Take time for yourself, knowing when enough is enough and it's time for you to give back to yourself. Remember what's in your cup. This is your cup. Your whole body, all of this is your cup, all right? This is your cup. Everything that's in this cup, all the water that you're pouring into this cup with self-love, self-worth, self-care, you're exercising, your diet, you know, you're dancing, you're cooking, you're shopping, you're playing music, whatever you do to make yourself feel good that is not causing harm to self or others. Make sure you do that. You fill yourself up with that. Whatever raises your vibration. When you feel good, that's raising your vibration. Okay? Whatever you do to raise your vibration, do that. And do it until you feel like your account is full. All right? And what's pouring out of your cup, what's pouring from that overflow, that is for you to give to others. When you don't have that to give, that means you're giving from an empty place. It means that you're giving from a place that's going to cause resentment later on. You're giving from a place that has strings attached where you're like, okay, I'm gonna give this to you, but you're keeping a mental note because you're like, okay, hopefully that person will return this later on, you know? But when you give from a full account, from a full cup, you just give. You don't care what they do with it. You know, you just give because you have it to give. So be mindful of when enough is enough, when you have enough to give, and when it's time to give back to you. And that is another way for you to keep on top of your New Year resolution and goal. Always knowing that whatever you have to take care of, do it. Take that time for yourself. Take that space for yourself. You need to cut people off, keep them at bay. While you take this time, while you fill up your cup, do that. This is all for self-care, self-worth, and wellness, mental and emotional wellness. Because if you're not giving from a healthy place, then you're going to end up giving something that is sour. And other people feel the vibes. They're going to feel that low vibration. You know, you can even hand it to them with a smile. It's the energy and the intentions that matter the most, all right? So be mindful of your peace when it comes to your mental and emotional wellness. This week's Black-owned product is brought to you by Tesser. The website is Tesser, TEHSUR.co. And I want to thank Tesser because let me tell y'all, this thing, it's called Coconut Crush. And it was given to me at one of my goddess gatherings. And honey, you see I'm glowing right now. It's because of Tesser. All right? Y'all need to get y'all some of this. It smells good. It's whipped shea butter. It feels so soft. So thank you, Tesser. I really love this product. Again, it's tesser.co. And thank you all for joining me for today's FEMMAGIC. It was amazing. Remember to do your Yoni twerking. Remember your New Year's resolution. All right? Recharge, reset, revamp. You've got this. You are going to manifest your goals and your dreams this year. All right, y'all? Thank you.